Hello everybody and welcome to a certain scientific Railgun T, episode 16 anime review, the return of Railgun T and the beginning of the Dream Ranker arc, which is an arc which I have read the manga. I don't remember jack about this arc. I don't remember anything except for the one scene that was in this week's episode, which I'll talk about when I get to it. But as a return, it was pretty good. You know, this was definitely less serious than the the Daihasei arc we've just had. Although it'll probably get there, and I still enjoyed it. I kind of like it when they take a moment to be a bit less serious and have just the characters' daily lives almost, and that's definitely what this was mostly, aside from the bit at the end with Kuroko and Uiharu and the child. So yeah, let's just crack on with the episode, see how it all went down and everything. Let's do this. We begin with swimming, which is everyone's favourite activity, unless you are one Misaki Shokuho. She can't swim, apparently, we learn later on. Misaka runs into Junko Hakaze, who is basically like the number 2. She's like Misaki's right-hand gal, basically. And she is also a protagonist of that one spin-off, the Astral Buddy, that's ending soon. Or actually, by this point, it might have actually ended. I can't remember the date they said it was ending, but it's ending soon. So hopefully, that gets an anime at some point, because this episode has proved, to me at least, we need more Junko Hakaze in our life, because she's the best. Like, I like her already. I say I like her already. I think she's great. It's just in anime form. Has she shown up before? Briefly, but not enough to really make an impression. But this episode, she was funny, so that's good. They taught Gekuda for a bit, because that's what they do. Taught Gekuda to me, baby. And then Misaki shows up, and her and Misaka get into their regular old bickering that they like to do and everything. Junko trying to keep the peace. She kind of fails keeping the peace, but she tries, and that's the most important thing. Misaki then flees because she sees the dorm lady approaching. Even Misaki is terrified of the dorm lady. So, that happens too. Misaka, however, gets caught because she didn't have eyes in the back of her head, which is you kind of need that, which is good. And then later on, Junko, as an apology, she's like, have a card, Misaka. Use this later. And she's like, I don't know what this is, but I wonder what it could be. And then the new opening plays, and I can't tell if I don't like the new opening, or if it's really catchy and it's gonna... I think what it's gonna be is, at the moment I'm a bit, it's good, but whatever. But I think it's definitely going to get to the point where it's like, yeah, this is a bop. I'm going to be, bopping my head to it. It's definitely going to get to that point. And when I say probably going to get to that point, it'll probably be at that point next week. So there's that. Also, watching the opening, like a bunch of stuff was in there that I forgot about. Like Scavenger was in the opening from the Accelerator anime. And I was like, oh yeah, Scavenger. I remember them. And School as well. I was like, oh yeah, that was also a thing. All this stuff that I've forgotten, it's like the opening untriggered my memories or unrepressed my memories. It made me remember things, what I'm trying to say, very badly. So yeah, that was good. Excited to see exactly how it all plays out because I can't remember specifics. So yeah, obviously I'm not going to spoil nothing that hasn't happened because I'm not an animal. But yeah, Sartan basically explains to Misaka it's an Indian poker card is what the card she was given was, and what that is basically, throw all the jargon out, it sucks up someone's dream and then you can experience their dream. They explain how it works, that's what it does basically. Incredibly basically, I've dumbed that down. Later on in bed, Kuroko does Kuroko things, which, gets her zapped or kicked, or basically the stuff she deserves. Misaka has the dream with the card. Dream, she's in Gekuda land, basically. There's Gekudas everywhere. She's prancing through the fields with the Gekudas, and just basically having a real good time. But then there's a queen, right? And wouldn't you know who the queen? The queen is Misaki. Shock horror. Junko's dream is a little on the nose. It's the two things. It's the two personality traits. Gekuda likes Gekuda and likes Misaki. That's it so far. Misaka then turns into a maid for Misaki and has to do things for her, which of course causes her to get mad. And then later on in the morning, Kuroko is doing Kuroko things, as she does, and then gets all sad because Misaka responded like, hell no, to whatever Misaki was saying in the dream. I can't remember specifically, but Kuroko thought she was basically rejecting her advances. I don't know why Kuroko's surprised at this, even though, why she's so sad, because Misaka always rejects her advances. It's not a new thing, Kuroko. You should, it sounds harsh to say, but you should be used to it by now. What are you doing? Sartan briefly talks about an app at this beginning thing, which we'll learn more about later on. But no, Junko, she invites Misaka to have tea with her and Misaki. So it's just the three of them having tea, and it's a pretty awkward conversation. Misaki basically tells Junko, like, she wanted to talk about Indian poker, and Misaka was like, stop doing that. And Junko was just like, alright, we'll all stop doing Indian poker because you said so. Which is, I mean, it's not even mind control, it's like a cult. They've got like devout following of Misaki. And, you know, fair enough, there are worse things to follow than Misaki Shokuho, but, you know, little odd. But yeah, then there's what can only be described as an absolute ruckus nearby. What is going on? It's Pierce Algami. Remember him from the O Index? He's the dude with the blue hair in Toma's class. The guy, yeah, him, that guy. He's there. He's a dream ranker, which I think we're told earlier is someone who makes the dreams, basically. And he's an S-rank dream ranker. He's a big guy. He's got high-quality dreams that he gives away. And basically, to put it very... How do I put this without getting YouTube mad? He makes lewd dreams. Let's just call a spade a spade. He gives people lewd dreams with many a person. Celebrities, the weather lady. Nobody is safe from Pierce Algami's lewd dreams. And when I say no one, I mean no one, including Makoto Misaka and Misaki Shokuho, who are, I mean, I'm not going to check, but I believe they are 13, so, yep, I mean, 13 in anime years, so who cares, but, yeah, FBI, in that world, FBI, Pierce Algami, arrest that man, that's basically selling, no, I'm not going to go down that flipping line of thought, that's a stupid line of thought, basically, all the sensory going on while they're talking about the dreams involving Misaka and Misaki, it's a bit... Yep, this was the scene I remembered, by the way, was this scene, because it's pretty funny, isn't it? Because, well, I mean, the outcome was pretty funny, because they don't know they're right next to him talking about him like that, and yeah, they got what they deserved, I think it's safe to say. Misaka goes to kill them, and Misaki was there to make sure no witnesses saw, basically. So yeah, turns out, if those two team up, they are basically unstoppable. But the whole getting them to team up thing is the hard part. And Junko was like, oh god, what's happened? And then later on, they're more friendly, I think it's safe to say. And Junko asks them, like, hey, do you guys dream of boys that you like? And they both just, like, basically blank her because they don't want to answer her. And they both lie and say they've got stuff to do and leave her on her own. I'm like, oh, poor Junko Hokaze. She's nice, really. I like her. I think she's quite funny. I hope that her spin-off gets animated because Junko's screen time is the best. Give her more. Give her all the screen time. I don't mind. I welcome it. I welcome our new overlord. Ueharu snaps Kuroko out of the funk she's been in since she got rejected earlier. Yeah, she's still in that funk. Treasure app, basically. The one that Sartan was looking at. This treasure app tells you where accidents occur, or incidents. So like crimes, you know, injuries, whatever. It tells you if you like point it in. It's like Pokemon Go, basically. But yeah, it has future events too in it, though. Yeah, we're actually into some proper plot now. It has future events too, so it predicts the future. But it doesn't have every incident. It's not 100% accurate. So they investigate, obviously. They found an incident that's occurring at this vending machine in 15 minutes. So then Ueharu briefly wants a new face at Judgment because she wants to be called Senpai. That's a thing that happened very briefly while they were waiting. They get to the time. There was no incident. And then Ueharu says, yeah, sometimes it's dozens of minutes off. And I'm like, that's not even... That's just taking a lucky guess, really. Dozens of minutes. Like, a dozen is 12. And like, even if it's just 2 dozen, that's 24. 24 minutes is quite a long time to be out on something. Like, whoever made this app needs to be sued. False advertising. I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, then this stupid football kid playing with his football by the road almost caused an accident. Some truck driver almost hit him, but then he almost hit some girl. Luckily, Kuroko saved her though. So yeah, all of this is to blame on that football kid. This is why you don't give your children balls near the road, because that's absolutely what happens. Don't do it. It's so simple. Why does nobody get this? It happens. I'm mad because it happens in anime, but I've seen it happen in real life too, and it could seriously injure someone. I've gotten serious now. This is my serious face. Completely the same as my not serious face. But yeah, anyway, enough of that. The football kid caused that. Kuroko saved the girl. Finds the kid on the rooftop. He's the one that created the app. He's not a bad guy though. He tells them what's going on. He's like, I got this camera that can see the future accidents, sort of, so I use it to do the app and everything. And, you know, I can get the time and everything. He just goes through basically how the app was made and everything. I'm not going to go super into it. Keep this a secret, by the way, everyone. He's looking for someone who can change fate, which I guess is Kuroko, which makes it sound way cooler than just Misaka's friend who can teleport and likes groping her. The one that can change fate is a bit better of a nickname. Nickname? That's what we'll go with. And yeah, so that happens, and then we cut very briefly at the end to some girls who are just doing something. They were injecting something into the ground because they dreamed it in Indian poker. So I guess now the Indian poker is influencing people's thoughts, which is wild. But that was the end of the episode. Like I said, I enjoyed it. I don't remember much of this arc, to be honest. I remember it being fine, but a bit of a come down after the Daihase. But hey, I still enjoyed it, you know. It's not like it's terrible. And also, we're back with Railgun. That's nice. It feels like it's been going on forever just because of the big old break and all the breaks we had before. But I'm glad we're finally getting it. It's a good. Love the Misaka and Misaki. They're like the best odd couple. They're just so different, but so the same at the same time. Junko Hokaze is great. Give her all the screen time. I can't remember if I had any more points, but those were my big ones. It was a good episode. I enjoyed it. Curious to see what happens next week. From the preview, it looked like it was going to be mostly Kuroko. So that's fine. We've got to wrap up this little plot point, I guess. But yeah, I think speaking of wrapping up, I think I'll wrap this up right now. Thank you everybody for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider subscribing and stuff for more reviews. That would help me out a lot. I will see you next week for another episode of this. Take care, and bye guys.